Yo YouTube, what's good? In today's video we're going to do something a little different. We're going to go over what I believe are the top 4 SMGs right now after the update. We'll start by going over the best overall build that I use, and then we'll go over the best movement build, and then we'll go over a build with no recoil. Everybody's playstyle is different. Some players have great movement, some players just want to have a gun with no recoil. Everybody tries to use these builds these top streamers are using, but in reality you're not aiming like Biffle, you can't move like Aiden. So we're going to go over some builds that might fit your playstyle a little better. If you guys enjoyed the video and found it helpful, drop a like, subscribe, and comment Noti Gang down below to be featured in my next video. Appreciate the love and hope this helps. Alright, to start we're going to go over the best overall build for the MP40. It's like everybody forgot about this SMG when the Marco came out, but this has been one of the best SMGs for the past few seasons. For the muzzle we're using a recoil booster to have the extra fire rate. For the barrel, we're using a 189 short barrel. It gives that better damage range and better bullet velocity. For the optic, if you watched any of my previous videos, you know I use slate reflector on all my SMGs besides the MP40. I like to use the ISO 1M on the MP40. It's just so clean. For the stock, I'm rocking the 33M folding. Gives that better sprint to fire speed and movement speed. For the underbarrel, I'm using skeletal to have better aim down sight speed and better movement speed. We're using a 45 round mag. For my ammunition, I'm using Lengthen. I like to use this on all my guns. For my rear grip, I'm rocking Stipple to have that recoil recovery and the initial firing recoil. Then for perk 1, I'm using Unmarked, and perk 2, I'm using Quick. So this is the best overall build. Here's the best movement build for my movement demons out there. If you use this build, you'll be moving insanely fast. And now here's a build with the least amount of recoil. I would recommend using this build if you have trouble controlling your recoil on your SMGs. For our second gun, we're using the Marco. They nerfed this a little bit, but it's still one of the best SMGs in the game. So we'll go over the best overall build first. For the muzzle, we're using a recoil booster for the extra fire rate like we do on all our SMGs. For the barrel, I'm using a 342 barrel. This barrel has the best recoil control. For my optic, I'm using the slate reflector. For my stock, I'm using the Emerito stock for that initial firing recoil and recoil recovery. For the underbarrel, I'm using skeletal so I can have better movement speed. For my magazine, I'm using a 64 round drum. For the ammunition, I'm using Lengthen. For my rear grip, I'm using tape grip to have that better movement speed. And then for perk 1, I'm using Unmarked, and perk 2, I'm using Quick. So this is the best overall build for the Marco. Here is the best movement build for the Marco. And here's the build for the least amount of recoil. The next gun I'm going to go over is the Blixen. They nerfed this gun a little bit too, but it's still one of the best SMGs. I was using it and I really couldn't tell the difference. For the muzzle, we're using a recoil booster. For the barrel, we're using a 17-inch Bergstrom. For the optic, we're using the slate reflector. For the stock, we're using a remove stock to add that better movement speed and better sprint to fire speed. For the underbarrel, we're using an SG98 compact. For the magazine, I'm using a 54 round mag. I'm using Lengthen on this SMG as well. For my rear grip, I'm rocking a groove grip to have that better ADS firing move speed and better horizontal recoil control. And then for perk 1, I'm using Fleet, and perk 2, I'm using Quick. And this is the best overall build that I use for the Blixen. Here's the build with the best movement for the Blixen. And then here's a build with the least amount of recoil. Our final SMG we're going over is the Weld Gun. This SMG hits as hard as all those SMGs we named prior. It has no recoil. The only downfall of this gun is the 40 round mag, but it's still one of the best SMGs in the game. For the muzzle, we're using a recoil booster as always. For the barrel, we're using a 320 barrel to have better damage range. For the optic, we're using the slate reflector. For the stock, we're using the remove stock to have better movement speed. For the underbarrel, I like to use the hand stop to have that better vertical and horizontal recoil control. For the magazine, we're using a 40 round mag. For the ammunition, we're using Lengthen. I know a lot of people like to use hollow point, but I like to use Lengthen on all my SMGs. I feel like it's a better option. For our rear grip, we're using tape grip to have that better movement speed and better aiming stability. For perk 1, we're using Unmarked, and for perk 2, we're using Quick. This is the best overall build for the Weld Gun. Here's the best movement build for the Weld Gun. If you try this out, you'll be moving insanely fast. And here's a build with the least amount of recoil for the Weld Gun. So those are the 4 best SMGs to me right now. If you found the video helpful and enjoyed it, drop a like, subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comments. They did a lot of changes to the AR, so we got to test out a bunch of different guns to see what the AR meta is. So we'll be doing that next. But if you enjoyed the video, drop a like and subscribe, and I appreciate the love.